Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So in this video we are going to discuss a little bit of transfer news / rumours regarding Sunderland. Now, what I'm talking about right now is that Phil Parkinson has just been on the radio and he spoke about a couple of topics that I thought deserve to be spoke about in a video. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at a couple of quotes that have been made by Phil Parkinson. So this video is just a short little update about what is going on. It's nice to have, you know, a bit of transfer gossip rather than negative stuff about our owners and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just make a little video touching on this topic. So Phil Parkinson, he was on BBC Newcastle Total Sport earlier on, and he did say that we are targeting 7 or 8 new signings this summer, which for me, I still think, even though that does sound a lot, you know, for a normal club, that is quite a lot. That's a pretty heavy summer. But for us, we are so light, I still think that would leave us with a fairly small squad for the season, even if we do go to use quite a lot of our youth from the academies and stuff like that, because right now we only have, 8 or 9, 10 senior players with the club, and that's including Tom Flanagan if he does decide to sign a contract. But he does also say that the club are close to getting a deal done with an unnamed player. Now, a lot of people are speculating around this, which is of course going to happen with it being the opening of the transfer window and what have you, and a lot of players are going on free agents right now, particularly a man who goes by the name of Bailey Wright. He has just today been announced from Bristol City that he is not going to be signing on with them, and he is now officially a free agent. So of course myself and Sunderland fans across the board on social media have been screaming for Sunderland to get this deal done. Now, does that mean that this is the man that Phil Parkinson is talking about? I do not know, because there's also been rumours about Marcus Maddison, but it's only been really vague rumours. And to be fair, every transfer window since we've gone down to League One, we've been linked with the man because he does support Sunderland. But he is a free agent. Do I think he's got the quality we need in League One? Of course, absolutely. Does that not mean I think he's an absolute danger of a human being? No, but because I've seen his Instagram and it's the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But that still does not mean that I believe, you know, he's not good enough for us, because he's a very good player, of course. But this is all rumours. People are just making rumours on Twitter saying, I've heard from my dad's girlfriend's mum's dog that, you know, Marcus is going to sign, or he's already in Sunderland about to sign, and what have you. It's all hearsay right now. But it's exciting to be able to rumour and speculate about something positive, isn't it? It's always exciting to speculate about signings. But also, Phil Parkinson did say on Tom Flanagan, he said that we're not too far away with Flano. In the next couple of days, we need to try and push that one over the line. So I don't know whether this is just Flanagan weighing his options up. For me, it'd be nice to have him, although my heart wouldn't be completely broken if he didn't sign, if that makes sense. But at the same time, we only have one senior centre-back at the club right now, and that is Jordan Willis, who I think is a brilliant player. So I think just for Flanagan to sign, even if it's just to be a sort of utility player, if we do bring in better options in defence, you know, it's going to help right now. We desperately need bodies through the door, but we also need the quality. Also, he spoke on Will Grigg, something that I think was quite an interesting one, because for me, I thought Will Grigg would be definitely away this summer, which is something I want as well, because I do believe it just hasn't worked out for him. I'm sure a lot of Sunderland fans agree. It hasn't worked out for him. Doesn't mean it won't work out for him elsewhere, but I just don't think it's going to work out for him here. And I think too much has gone on. He's already played enough games and been poor enough and shown and put in enough poor performances to show that he's not going to perform for us. So for me, I'd be happy if we just cashed in on him, even if it is just a percentage of what we paid for him, because we're not going to get frigging 3 or 4 million for a man who can't, you know, hit the back of the net to save his life for Sunderland. Do you know what I mean? So we'll probably only get 500k for the man, maybe £1 million at most. But we'll have to see. But this is what he said on Will Grigg. He said he's our player. He's got to come back in pre-season and prove he's ready to stake a claim in the team. Phil Parkinson also said that he wants the strikers to move to the North East in order for him to fully progress. Now, that's something that actually shocks me, because I didn't know that Will Grigg hadn't moved up to the North East. And I'm pretty sure that Will Grigg is based in Lancashire, which, depending on where he is, it could be about 2 hours away from Sunderland and for the North East. So if you've got to drive and travel that far for training and for games, then you're probably exhausted and you can't really be arsed. How can you motivate yourself if you need to travel 2 hours to work every day, even if it's just for a training session for a couple of hours or to a game? It is almost as if he hasn't fully committed himself to the club, and to me it shows that he didn't really want to come in the first place, if that makes sense, because otherwise he would have pulled up his family to the North East. And don't get me wrong, I don't believe Will Grigg did originally even really want to come to Sunderland. I think he was quite happy at Wigan, and I think he was kind of forced, because we put all our eggs in one basket and we were giving them more and more money or offering more and more money for Will Grigg, so they couldn't really say no. And I think Will Grigg was almost pushed out the door to get our money, really, for Wigan. But for me, I would prefer to see Will Grigg leave. But if he does move up to the North East and he shows a bit more, I don't know, enthusiasm, ambition with the club, then maybe we'd be able to get something out of him. But I think the ship's just sailed for Will Grigg for me, with him being any kind of success at Sunderland. But that is everything right now. But like I say, it is hotting up right now because there's a lot of free agents knocking about. I've already spoke about one myself, Nanjale, former Blackpool striker, who I think we should be getting in his ear now, to be honest with you. Bailey Wright being a big one as well, a massive one. And of course you've got Marcus Madison, who's it's a really far-fetched one, and I can't see that happening in a million years. But there's also there's Ben Hennigan, centre-back, who's had plenty of experience now in League One. He's been out on loan in League One for the last couple of seasons. He was at Blackpool as well. Big lad, I think 6'3", 6'4", big lad, and he was a beast every time we've played Blackpool. So have the likes of, if we had Bailey Wright, for example, if we did sign him, Willis, and then Hennigan, it's just three beasts there at the back. If we did stick with the formation with three at the back anyway, so there are plenty of options out there. I just hope to God we are being proactive. We are getting in the ears of these free agents and their agents themselves, and we are trying to be a bit more proactive this summer, because a lot of teams this summer aren't going to be able to rebuild as much as they would have liked, because financially for every club it's been a really difficult period. So for us, we're probably in a slightly better position. Don't get me wrong, financially we're not doing great, but there's other lesser clubs, with no disrespect, who will be struggling a lot more. So if anything, this summer is a massive, we have a slight advantage to try and attract certain players to the club that maybe other teams in League One can't, if that makes sense. But anyway, so that is pretty much it, all covered. I just thought I'd make a quick video because I haven't really made one just discussing Sunderland and slight positives anyway for a while, because it's always exciting to talk about transfers. But anyway, if you haven't enjoyed the video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already, to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.